ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all doing fantastic. Today we're going to be taking a look at someone who is not doing so fantastic, and it is a woman that is losing everything in divorce. Alright, so we're going to take a look at her story and have a commentary about how divorce and alimony and child support work with the genders.
Oh, I just got the biggest news of my life. My husband's having a baby with his girlfriend, and they're getting married, buying a house, and expecting our divorce to be finalized on the first court date, January 11th, the day after my birthday. My kid has confirmed all of this.
It's almost like I'm grieving and mourning the friendship aspect more than the romantic aspect. If I run out of gas on the side of the interstate and I call him, no matter how many times I call, no matter how sad I am, no matter how alone I am, he's not coming. And he's told me that, and he's shown me that. Unconditional love wasn't unconditional.
I became privy to the information that the husband has a new girlfriend. She happens to be a lawyer. So he now has himself as a lawyer. He has hired a divorce lawyer, and now he's dating one. Yeah. And I'm still on zero. I told you I lost everything.
Wow, tough luck. No, that really sucks though. Bad luck there.
That's not entirely true. I was given half of the bank account, which held $300, the bank account I never had access to. So I have $150 coming to me, and I was given 2 broken down vehicles worth probably $1,000 each. I'm not a car person. Those were his evaluations. To me, they're worth whatever a scrapyard would take. I don't know. So I told the judge I couldn't get an attorney, that I had even contacted the law school. I had over 200 names of attorneys that I had talked to or visited with all the way from the eastern part of Tennessee to the western part of Tennessee, and in Missouri and Kentucky. He didn't care. He actually told me he didn't believe me. We had 50-50 custody. I was the primary parent. He paid me child support. The judge basically said, don't give it. And he made Marcus the primary parent. I owe him child support. My husband has never practiced in front of him, and I guess that's all that matters when it comes to it not being corrupt. I was told to try the case. I had to question him on the stand. I had to testify. Marcus was in my bed Sunday and took everything from me Tuesday. He doesn't tell people that part. The fact that my husband is doing to me what he tells his clients shouldn't be done to them in a divorce, it's like he wrote a playbook and then now he's performing the plays on me. I haven't seen or heard from my kids since December 24th. I wasn't allowed to see or talk to him on Christmas. Nothing. His location is being concealed from me by him and my in-laws. He's being fed this narrative that I'm mentally unstable and scary. They're manipulating his thoughts. It's mental abuse, and they want to say I'm mentally unstable. He provides me with absolutely nothing but suffering. Yet he's a lawyer who tells people they don't deserve this kind of treatment.
Well, gentlemen, here ends the story. Probably the first take we can take from this is don't marry lawyers. especially if they're women, because the system is already biased, you know, with women. So yeah, it will be my advice, guys. You're getting in some really dangerous game if you're marrying a lawyer. You have to have a trust connection above 1,000, right, to marry a female lawyer. But look, guys, we don't have enough information on this story, so I don't really have an opinion about it, because look, these things are hard, and I don't see her being insane. I think that is a tactic that the man is using to, you know, for her not to see her children. Now, of course, this is her part of the story. We haven't heard his. So again, there's just no commentary to be made, other than the fact that this is a rare instance, and I mean very rare instance, in which the man wins. The man takes custody, child support, you know, a complete custody, matter of fact. These are very rare scenarios. Like just yesterday, I was speaking with she's like a psychologist that treats kids after divorce, something like this. And she just confirmed something I already knew, that most women who don't get child custody, it's because of substance, right? There's like a very big use of substances in order for women to not get the kids. In most other cases, guys, it really doesn't matter who has taken care of the children, who treats them better, who has better conditions, don't matter. it basically boils down to, is the woman doing substances? Yes. The kids go to the men. No, the kids go to the woman. That is in most of the cases. And in this instance, probably the guy is just a really good lawyer, and this is why he was able to trick the system and play her and all that. And again, I don't know if he is the correct one in this instance, but what strikes me from this story is that the man won, most probably, guys, because he's a lawyer, and because he is dating a lawyer, and because he's hired a lawyer, right? He needed like this triple force combination to win. And otherwise, I tell you what, if it was just himself, even though he's a lawyer, he probably wouldn't have won. Alright? Like, I may sympathize with this woman if her narrative checks out and this man really tricked her. But just in most instances, guys, the amount of men that go through this, alright? The amount of men who go through all these hardships, and they're not to blame. They haven't done anything wrong. It's just their wife decides from one day to another to divorce them. Just as she said, he was in my bed yesterday, the next day he divorced me. Men go through this all the time. Yeah, and they don't have the luck to have 3 lawyers on their side. So I just really wanted to show this TikTok, gentlemen, because we talk often about dating, right? But we don't talk about some of the more severe issues that are striking men on a daily basis. And probably the best way to avoid all of this is don't get married, right? Don't cohabitate with a woman. But if you want to do, because a lot of men do, and there's nothing wrong on itself, right? The problem is, if you get into a marriage, you have to know that you're dealing with a very biased legal system that favors men in very, very rare instances. So guys, we'll move on to our next TikTok now, but leave me your thoughts. Have you experienced this? Have you went through this? Have you went through all of these divorce problems? Let me know your stories down below. But now, gentlemen, let's move on to another woman in her 50s that is quote-unquote very, very happy with being single and child-free by choice. Lately, I'm getting a lot of these on my TikTok feed, and I'm happy because it's so funny to see them cope so much and for so long. So let's have a listen.
All of my Gen X single ladies, I just turned 53 and was in Europe. I've been single for years. I can't get arrested in the United States. I haven't had a date and I can't even tell you how long. It's just weird how we're obsessed with age, and at 53, it's like I'm invisible. Not in Europe. Whatever you do, if you are a single woman over the age of 50, get your butts to Europe. Go anywhere in Europe. I was in Copenhagen, I was in Paris, I was in Milan, Italy. Oh my God. I mean, I felt alive again. Men were gentlemen. They were looking, they were saying, they were flirting. Their flirt game is solid. I felt like I was in my 20s again. It was amazing. They just don't have an issue with age over there. They love older women. They respect older women. Older women are sexy to them. It's so different here. It's like we're invisible over a certain age. Not over there. Not to mention they dress better, they smell better, and they're way more cultured. And sexy accents. It was the ultimate ego boost vacation.
We smell better, gentlemen. We just smell better. You can't compete against that. Like, what are you guys, a bunch of pigs or something? Why do you smell so bad? No, the reason why I think in Europe we smell better is because this woman's cat lady stench hasn't settled in here yet. So we're not gonna have that advantage for so long. But there you have it, gentlemen. Oh, we obsess over age. We're so hyper-focused on age. You know, guys, like, why do you prefer a woman in her 20s and not a woman in her 50s? You know, guys, like, what are those unreal expectations you're having? What's the problem? If it's a woman in her 20s, 60s, 90s, age is just a number, you know? You can't have those standards, is what this woman is meaning to say. So she has taken her ass to Europe because supposedly here men value her. When in reality, guys, we all know they're just having one-night stands with her, alright? We all know that. Like, nobody is in love with this woman and has found in her the love he was never able to find in a 20-year-old. No, they are just having S3X with her. I think we can all come to that conclusion. But hey, she's a the equivalent of passport bros. All right, not for the same reason though. Passport bros exist because of women like her with unreal expectations. And passport, well, she's not a passport sis. They don't even deserve to have that term. But she's going to another place, not for the same reasons, but because her standards are so unreal, and she's turning American men away, that she has to travel to Europe, right, to try her luck there. It's gonna end up with the same result. So, gentlemen, let's move on to our article story, which is, this time it's insightful. It's not a disgusting story. It's an insightful one, right? And the title is Men in Their 40s. What's one piece of advice for men in their 20s? And guys, I want you to do the same, all right? And sorry if you could hear that, gentlemen. I want you to, you know, share advice that you've learned in your life. But the first one here says, have a gym or workout routine. It's a lot easier to maintain strength than it is to build it later. Another one here says, learning to postpone gratification is key. Important goals like building wealth, advancing your career, nurturing relationships, maintaining fitness, and enhancing intelligence grow in small steps. Initially, progress may seem slow, but consistency pays over time. This is very true. Men, you know, men in their 20s, guys, they have a lot of things going on for them a lot of the times, but they haven't marinated yet, if I can call it that. You know, they haven't come to fruition. It's like a tree, you know, it grows slowly. And so men, a lot of the times, they don't even know the purpose of their life in their 20s. Like, they're building towards something, but they cannot see the end goal, if that makes sense. And also, I'll add, not only is it important to learn to postpone gratification, but also to be focused only on good gratification, which is not the instant one. Most things that are instant, they are bad, okay? Instant food is bad. The fast food, you know, is bad. Good food usually takes more time to process and cook. Same goes with pleasure. Usually pleasure that you can easily achieve is meaningless, and oftentimes even bad for you. The kind of joy that is everlasting, you know, takes time to build, takes effort to build. Just about anything you can think of, guys. If it's instant, it's probably bad. Another one says, no matter what path you choose, it will come with some regrets, so don't worry about having any. You will, so get on with it. So this man saying that men should be more, maybe adventurous, more spontaneous, not to be confused with being reckless and stupid and unwise, but rather, you cannot be perfect, you know? And a lot of the times, it takes some failures to reach to the truth. Of course, that applies to businesses and other things like that. It doesn't apply to what women like to refer as kissing many frogs before they find their Prince Charming, alright? Another one here says, stop being so insecure, nobody's thinking about you as much as you think. Another one here says, you don't know half the crap you think you know now. Well, I find that to be very much the case, gentlemen. But we'll end it here. My advice, guys, for you is don't even try dating apps. I think that if men stopped using dating apps, they will not only help themselves by not decreasing their, you know, confidence when they step in there. They will not only use that time for better things, but also they will change culture. You know, because these women, guys, for all the options they have, when you take out the simps, if you leave them only with the bad boys, you know, and all the guys are out of the picture, not showing them attention, I think that will change society for the better. But gentlemen, thank you for joining me and Ampu, and I'll be happy to see you next time. Have a good one.